Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm 24 years old, and up until 3 months ago, I thought my Uncle Richard was one of the good guys in my life. After my dad passed away when I was 19, Richard stepped up, or at least that's what everyone said. He helped Mom with the funeral arrangements, checked in on us weekly, even offered to help manage Dad's estate since Mom was too grief-stricken to deal with it. "Danny boy," Richard would say every time he visited, pulling me into a bear hug. "How's my favorite nephew doing? Your old man would be so proud of you." "Thanks, Uncle Rich," I'd reply. "Just trying to keep everything together." He'd pat my shoulder firmly. "That's what I'm here for, kid. Family takes care of family, right?" Right. Those words would come back to haunt me. Fast forward to last month. I was sitting in a coffee shop with my older sister, Monica, who'd flown in from Boston. She's a paralegal, sharp as a tack, and doesn't miss much. "So, Danny," she said, stirring her latte, "have you thought about what you're going to do with your inheritance? You're almost done with grad school, right?" I blinked at her. "What inheritance?" Her spoon stopped mid-stir. "What do you mean, what inheritance?" "Dad's life insurance policy, the trust fund Grandpa set up, the investment accounts." "Monica, I don't know what you're talking about. Uncle Richard said there wasn't anything left after the funeral expenses and debts." The color drained from her face. "Danny, Dad had a $500,000 life insurance policy. You and I were named as equal beneficiaries, and Grandpa's trust was worth at least 200 grand, designated for you when you turned 21. My stomach dropped. "That can't be right." Richard showed Mom papers. He said, "What papers? Did you see them? Did Mom see them?" I don't know. I was barely functioning back then, and Mom was worse." Monica's jaw clenched. "Danny, where's Uncle Richard now?" "He's on vacation, bought a beach house in Florida last year, says business is booming." "Business is booming," she repeated slowly. "Danny, Uncle Richard drives a Mercedes now. He bought a beach house. His kids are in private school. So his contracting company is doing well." "His contracting company filed for bankruptcy 6 years ago," Monica said, her voice tight. "I looked it up after his weird Facebook posts about his financial turnaround. Danny, I think Richard stole your inheritance." I laughed, but it sounded hollow even to me. "Come on, Mon, that's crazy. He's family." "Family steals too." She pulled out her phone. "I'm calling Mom right now." "Monica, wait." But she was already dialing. After a few rings, Mom's tired voice came through the speaker. "Hi, honey. Everything okay?" "Mom, it's Monica. I'm here with Danny. I need to ask you something important. Did you ever see the paperwork for Dad's life insurance payout?" There was a long pause. "Richard handled all that. He said it went to cover the funeral and the medical bills from Dad's last month in the hospital." "Mom, the funeral cost $18,000. The medical bills were mostly covered by insurance. Dad had a $500,000 policy. Where's the rest?" Another pause, longer this time. I trusted Richard. He's your father's brother." "Mom, did you sign anything? Did Danny?" "Richard brought papers over. I was so overwhelmed. I just signed where he told me to. Danny was at school, I think." Monica's knuckles were white around her phone. "Mom, I need you to find every piece of paperwork Richard gave you, every single document. Can you do that?" "Monica, I don't know what to think yet, but we need to see those papers. Can you look for them tonight?" Yes, of course." Mom's voice cracked. "Oh God, if Richard did something." "We'll figure this out, Mom, I promise." After hanging up, Monica turned to me with fire in her eyes. "Danny, we're going to nail him." "How? We don't even know what happened yet." "I have a friend from law school, corporate fraud specialist. We're calling her tomorrow." "Monica, this is Uncle Richard. He was at every birthday, every graduation, and now he's living in luxury while you're eating ramen to get through grad school," she snapped. "Wake up, Danny. This is theft. This is fraud, and we're going to prove it." I stared into my cold coffee, feeling sick. "What if you're right?" "Then we take him down," Monica said simply. "Legal, thorough, and permanent." The next morning, Monica and I met with her friend, attorney Sarah Chen, at her downtown office. "So let me get this straight," Sarah said, reviewing her notes. "Your uncle was designated as the executor of your father's estate?" "That's what Mom said," I confirmed. "And neither you nor your mother received any detailed accounting of how the estate funds were distributed?" "He just gave us a one-page summary," Monica added. "Mom found it last night. It lists the funeral expenses and some vague, outstanding debts, but no specifics." Sarah leaned back in her chair. "That's not legally sufficient. As executor, he was required to provide detailed documentation to all beneficiaries. This summary is worthless. So what do? I asked. We file a petition with the probate court to compel a full accounting. We also request access to all estate bank accounts and transaction records. How long will that take? Could be a few weeks to a few months, depending on how cooperative your uncle is. My guess, he won't be cooperative. She was right. That afternoon, Monica called Richard. Hey, Uncle Rich, how's Florida? Monica, beautiful as always. What's going on? Just had a question about Dad's estate. Danny and I were reviewing finances, and we were wondering if you could send us a detailed accounting of how everything was distributed. The line went quiet for a moment. I gave your mother all that paperwork years ago. Right, but we need more details. Transaction records, bank statements, that kind of thing. Why the sudden interest? His voice had cooled considerably. Just being thorough. You understand? Monica, I spent months cleaning up your father's mess. He left debts nobody knew about. I paid for things out of my own pocket. This is how you thank me? Uncle Rich, we're just asking for documentation. You kept records, right? Of course I kept records. Great, so you can send them to us? I'll have to dig through storage. It'll take time. That's fine. How about by the end of the week? That's not enough time, Monica. I'm on vacation, for God's sake. Okay, 2 weeks then? He exhaled sharply. Fine, 2 weeks. But 2 weeks later, nothing arrived. Monica called again. Uncle Rich, we didn't get those documents. I'm still looking. They're in storage, like I said. It's been 2 weeks. Monica, I don't appreciate your tone. I've done nothing but help this family. Then help us now by providing the legally required documentation. Legally required? What the hell is that supposed to mean? It means we've consulted an attorney, Uncle Rich. You were required to provide detailed accountings as executor. We need those documents. The line went dead silent. When Richard spoke again, his voice was ice. You consulted an attorney against your own family. We're just protecting our interests. Your interests. I wiped out my savings helping you people. Then the documents will show that, won't they? You're going to regret this, Monica, both of you. He hung up. The next day, Sarah filed the petition with probate court. A week after that, Richard called me directly. I was in class, so he left a voicemail. Danny, it's Uncle Rich. I can't believe what your sister's putting this family through. I expected better from you. Call me. We need to talk man to man. I called Monica instead. He's trying to divide us, she said immediately. Don't call him back. Everything goes through Sarah now. He sounded really angry, Mon. Good, angry people make mistakes. Let him be angry. 2 weeks later, we got our first break. Mom called, breathless. Danny, your Aunt Claire just came by. Dad's other sister? Yes, she said Richard called her last month asking to borrow $50,000. She asked why, and he said he had some cash flow problems. When she pressed him, he got defensive and hung up. Did she lend him the money? No, but she's been thinking about it ever since Monica started asking questions. Danny, she thinks he's in financial trouble. We need to tell Sarah. That same day, Sarah received the court-ordered documents from Richard's attorney. She called us in immediately. This is bad, she said, spreading papers across her desk. Really bad. What did you find? Monica asked. Your uncle transferred $300,000 from the estate account to his personal account 1 week after your father died. He listed it as executor fees and reimbursement for debts paid. My vision blurred. $300,000? The typical executor fee is 3 to 5%. For your father's estate, that would be around $20,000 maximum. Richard took 15 times that amount. That's theft, Monica said flatly. That's embezzlement, Sarah corrected, and we're going to prove it. We requested a meeting with Richard and his attorney at Sarah's office. He showed up in a tailored suit, his jaw tight. Let's get this over with, he said, not looking at me or Monica. Sarah laid out the bank statements. Mr. Morrison, can you explain this $300,000 transfer? I was reimbursing myself for debts I paid on my brother's behalf. What debts specifically? Credit cards? Personal loans? The usual? We've pulled your brother's credit report from the time of his death. He had $6,000 in credit card debt total. His mortgage was current. He had no personal loans. Where's the other $294,000? Richard's attorney, a nervous-looking man named Pete, interjected, My client maintains he paid various creditors in good faith. Then produce receipts, Sarah said coldly. Canceled checks, bank records, anything. Those records are old. They've been misplaced. How convenient. Sarah pulled out another document. Mr. Morrison, this is your personal bank statement from 5 years ago. You were $30,000 in debt. Your contracting business had just filed for bankruptcy. 6 months after your brother's death, you purchased a beach house for $275,000 cash. Where did that money come from? Richard's face flushed red. I had a good year. Doing what? Your business was defunct. Consulting work, odd jobs? Odd jobs that netted you enough cash to buy a beach house and a Mercedes? Mr. Morrison, stop insulting our intelligence. He slammed his hand on the table. I took care of that family. I was there when Danny needed someone. Where were you? Stealing from a grieving widow and orphaned kids, Monica shot back. Real heroic, Uncle Rich, he pointed at her. You always were an ungrateful little... Careful, Sarah warned. Very careful. Richard took a breath, then turned to me. His voice shifted, became pleading. Danny, come on. It's me. I changed your diapers. I taught you to ride a bike. Don't let these people turn you against me. I met his eyes. Give us back the money. Danny, you stole from us, from Mom, from Dad's memory. It wasn't like that. The money was just sitting there, and I had bills, and I thought, you thought you'd steal it, Monica finished. Say it. I was going to pay it back. When? Sarah asked. Before or after you bought the second investment property we found records of? Richard's face crumbled. Please, we can work this out. Family doesn't sue family. Danny, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I'll make it right. You're sorry, I repeated. You're sorry you got caught. No, I'm sorry I did it. Danny, please. I'll sell the beach house. I'll give you everything back. Just don't take this to criminal court. You had 5 years to make this right, Monica said. You didn't. You bought property. You lived large. You let Mom struggle. I'll fix it. Just tell me what you want. Sarah stood. We want full restitution of all stolen funds plus interest. We want you to resign as executor, and we're referring this case to the district attorney for criminal prosecution. Criminal? Richard's voice cracked. You can't. I'm family. You stopped being family when you stole from a dead man's children, I said quietly. Richard's expression shifted from pleading to fury in an instant. You little punk, after everything I did for you, you're really going to destroy me? You destroyed yourself. He lunged across the table at me. I'll kill you! Sarah's security guard, who'd been standing by the door, immediately intervened, pulling Richard back. Pete was shouting something about calming down, but Richard was beyond reason. You're dead, Danny, you hear me? Dead! I'll make you regret this. Are you threatening my client? Sarah asked calmly, pulling out her phone. Because I'm recording this. Richard froze, realizing what he'd just done. We're done here, Sarah said. Mr. Morrison, expect to hear from both civil and criminal courts and the police regarding your threat just now. 2 days later, the district attorney's office filed criminal embezzlement charges against Richard. The evidence Sarah had compiled was overwhelming. His attorney tried to negotiate a plea deal. The DA is offering 3 years if he pleads guilty and agrees to full restitution, Sarah told us over the phone. What do you think? I asked. I think you should take it. A trial could take years, and there's always risk. This guarantees prison time and your money back. Monica? My sister's voice was firm. Take it. Let him rot. The plea hearing was surreal. Richard stood before the judge, looking 20 years older than the man who'd hugged me at Christmas. The judge reviewed the case. Mr. Morrison, you're pleading guilty to felony embezzlement of approximately $300,000 from your deceased brother's estate. Do you understand the charges? Yes, Your Honor, Richard mumbled. And you understand that you're waiving your right to trial? Yes. The court accepts your plea. You're sentenced to 3 years in state prison with credit for time served. You're also ordered to pay full restitution of $300,000 plus interest, totaling $342,000. Do you have anything to say before sentencing is finalized? Richard turned to look at me. Danny, Save it, I said. The judge banged her gavel. We're adjourned. As they led him away, Richard's wife, Linda, approached me in the hallway. Her eyes were red from crying. Danny, please. He made a mistake. He's sorry. Can't you show mercy? Think of your cousins. I am thinking of them, I said. I'm thinking about how they'll learn that stealing has consequences. But prison? That's so harsh. He stole my future, Aunt Linda. He stole from my dad's memory. There's no coming back from that. But he's family. Not anymore. Monica walked up beside me, her arm linking through mine. We're done here, Linda. 6 months later, I stood in the kitchen of my new apartment, paid for with the restitution money, making coffee. Monica was visiting again. So how does it feel? She asked. Honestly, empty. I thought it would feel better. Justice isn't always satisfying, but it's necessary. Yeah, I poured us both coffee. I keep thinking about all those years he pretended to care. Maybe he did care in his twisted way, doesn't change what he did. No, it doesn't, I raised my cup. To Dad. He deserved better. To Dad. My phone buzzed. It was a letter forwarded from Richard's prison. Monica saw my face. What is it? Richard, he wants to talk, says he wants to apologize properly. You going to respond? I deleted the message. No, some doors stay closed. Good man, Monica smiled. You know what Dad would say about all this? What? He'd say you stood up for yourself, that you didn't let someone take advantage of you, even when it was hard. That's what he always wanted for us. I hope so. Later that evening, as I sat on my balcony watching the sunset, I thought about the last 5 years. The grief, the betrayal, the fight. I thought about Richard in prison and wondered if he truly understood what he'd done. Probably not, but it didn't matter anymore. I'd gotten justice. Mom had her money, and Richard would spend the next 3 years thinking about his choices. Sometimes family isn't worth saving. So what do you think? Have you ever dealt with family betrayal? How would you handle someone stealing your inheritance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more true revenge stories.